My name is Michael, Kyle Michaels, as most of you know me. I'm the director, Exotic Bikes Transnational Limited. We're located at around 83 Gigiri Close. So my first accident happened on my XJR 1300. This was on Kiambu Road. It was on a Tuesday afternoon coming from Kiambu, Karirana. So I'm between Dumberi and Kiambu. So we are three riders. There was me, there was Paul, and there was Eddie. So I was leading the pack. So as we are coming towards Kiambu, as you're coming towards from Dumberi, there's a slight bend as you approach Kiambu town. So right way before the slight bend, I noticed this tow truck coming in the opposite direction. But it's an afternoon, the road is clear, I can see my path. There's literally no reason for me to slow down. But unfortunately, right before we pass each other, the tow bar they use to lift the cars flies off the tow truck, flies off the bay of the tow truck and into my path. So I remember seeing that, going into panic mode, bracing for impact. But unfortunately, the impact and the pain that I was expecting was not what I received, totally surpassed. So the bar hit me right on my right knee because I was going down, the tow truck was going up. So the bar hit me right on my knee. Missed everything, missed the bike, right on my knee. So, but unfortunately I was not wearing my knee guards. That was mistake number one. Mistake number two, mistake number one was that I was doing crazy speeds. I was doing past 200 kph. So when the bar hit my knee, I remember thinking, any other mishap, this is going to be fatal, because there was still more oncoming traffic, and then on the left was a trench. So if I go into the trench at the speed I'm doing with the bike that I have, it will definitely have been fatal. And if I fell and went into oncoming traffic again, the inevitable will have happened. So the first thought was, do not drop the bike. So I struggled with the bike, I handled the bike. I didn't go down. So I managed to slow the bike down to good speed, brought it to a stop, put it kando ya barabara. My leg is still paining, I'm screaming in pain. I dropped the bike on the side. I tried to put my foot down. Kabisa nikasikia hiyo mguu haiwezi guza chini. I had to lift it, put it over the bike, dropped with the bike. So immediately when I dropped the bike, took off my helmet and my jacket and unzipped my jacket, Paul Fickers. And then by the grace of God, I had passed two ladies before Dumberi. So coming from Karirana before Dumberi, I had passed two ladies in their car, and they really enjoyed how I was riding, and they had cheered me on. So when they found me on the ground, they didn't even hesitate. So had me put at the back. So one of the eyewitnesses, the guy standing at the side of the road, came at the back, put my head on his thighs, and we drove off to Hosi. We went to Aga Khan Kiambu, where I was first attended to. I can't remember the name of the doctor, but I still remember his face, because one of the things that doc was adamant in putting across was, if I had spent another 5 minutes at the scene, the discussion will have been different, because the metal bar went through. So it tore my vein. I don't know whether it's a vein or an artery. It tore a vein on the knee, had me bleeding profusely. So he did the first aid, the normal x-rays. So I had broken my knee, had to go to theater. So I was transferred from Aga Khan Kiambu to Avenue Parklands. So that was where I got my surgery done, admitted for 4 days. It was a harrowing experience. I didn't like it at all. I don't think anyone likes the accident experiences. But it gave me a few lessons. Number one, public roads, if you want to ride for long, watch your speed. Watch your speed. anything happens when you're at a speed that you can control the bike and control yourself, it becomes easier to avoid obstacles, it becomes easier to avoid accidents. The moment you're doing past 200, 220 kph, anything happens on the road and you're a goner. That was one. Two, gear. Always gear up. It doesn't matter where you're going, it doesn't. One of the reasons, I remember clearly, the reason I didn't have my knee guards on was because when we were going up into Kiamburing, we were going to break in our tires. But I had just quit my job, so I had no need to go do like crazy leans or all that. So mine was to just go chill, and I thought, what's the point of wearing my knee guards? And I'm not going to do crazy speeds. But see, got my accident. Had I had my knee guards, they would have helped. So gear, yes. So number one, gear. Number two, speeds, don't. And then number three, avoid riding when intoxicated. I wasn't intoxicated at the time of my accident, but none of my friends could believe I was not intoxicated, given that I had the tendency to ride while intoxicated. And at that point, I realized if I was intoxicated, as I was trying to judge whether to drop the bike or not, where to stop, I wouldn't have been as accurate as I was. I wouldn't say I was accurate, but well, I wouldn't have been as accurate as I was. So avoid riding drunk, wear your gear all the time, and watch your speed. So that's my takeaway on Safe to Ride with Cat on Wheels.